So that's Blackberry Blossom. I'll break it down phrase by phrase here. And the first, the A part just has a whole bunch of turns. So you can think of it as a scale, and then each note of the scale has the same pattern like wrapped around it. So it's stepping up 3, and then back, like jumping down 1, skipping, doing a third. So, and then F sharp, and then E, and then that's like the opposite version. So instead of stepping up, we're going down from D. So again, from G, we're in G. So we'll start with the G natural, F sharp, E, D backwards, C, B, and then A is the same, and then we've got, again, backwards from the F sharp. And then it's almost the same pattern, but it's from middle G. F sharp, E, backwards. No, that's stepping down. No, yeah, it's backwards, stepping down instead of stepping up. And then C. That one's a little bit longer. We're going up from C all the way up 5 notes from C. So, and then on the way back up, the second time we skip E and just go F sharp G, just to get that really nice leading tone. So the very last turn is longer. It goes 5 notes instead of 3. So. And now the slur pattern is always over a beat and a half, up both slurs. Usually we do like 3 separated eighth notes, 3 slurred, and then 2 separated. And so that ends up having like 5 eighth notes separated and 3 slur, kind of back and forth. So 3, and then 3. So sometimes if I'm like breaking it down really, really far, I would like show each and every slur. So something I might recommend is like, if you're getting stuck on this, the bowing pattern, is like stop and think about what just one of those slurs would be and repeat that slur till it feels comfortable. But again. That one seems kind of confusing just because of the string crossing. Okay, I might stay there with the first part, and you can always back up and listen to that again. The second part shifts into E minor, super fun. And it just has this really kind of solid E minor chord, which is very satisfying. And it's more, instead of being like G major scale diatonic, it's got a lot of like pentatonic. And you have to have your first finger on both strings to make that E chord. I do that, like, I don't know, that hiccup at the end is just very fun. I'm doing a lot more slurs in that one. I'm doing it like every other beat. So I have one down bow and then a beat and a half up bow still. Or sorry, half a beat down bow, one eighth note. And it's just kind of that bowing over and over again. And so let me break it down a little bit. We would go, I'm kind of slurring into up bow. That first up bow would be D to both the chord. Kind of doing both strings because it's really satisfying, but it would just be D to E is the main note. The little turn at the end is, so that's our pentatonic scale there, straight up. There's our 3, 3, and 2 bowing. Same thing from the beginning, so it's 3 separated, 3 slurred, 2 separated. So. So those last 16 notes are like this. And those last two, F sharp to G, are really the pickup to repeating. But I like to make them 16th notes because it's just like once you get in this kind of groove of like changing strings and like jumping around, that kind of helps you get back to the beginning in just a really like kind of showy, flashy, satisfying way. So. That high part really should be a 3, 3, and 2, but I did something weird. What was I doing? Since you end up bow, if you're doing this like hoppy jumpy thing, you'll end up bow. So I just added like a 2-note slur to get out of it, which is kind of cheating. Let's see if I can come up with a better way to get out of that. So. See, you're down bow on that E. That's even worse. That's a different form of still a 2-note slur. The 2-note slurs kind of just change the groove a little bit. There's nothing wrong with them, of course, but like they just kind of change the groove. Yeah, I'm really just like, I can't figure out a better way to do that. And that's like probably the most comfortable way to get out is just a sneaky 2-note slur. So it would be like this. Oh, and I'm doing a slide from C sharp to D on my 3rd finger. So there's like a little slur to get out as well. So that one still is like technically matching the groove because it's got a beat and a half worth of time in it because of the quarter note. So I just kind of did that twice where it wouldn't actually be twice in a row, but just kind of made a little loop of that awkward moment there to kind of, that's how I would kind of practice getting out of that a few times. So again, here's the whole B part kind of slowly.